Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michelle, and today we are going to be making chicken noodle soup, that great comfort food for when you're not feeling quite well and seems to have this miraculous way of making you feel much better. To start with, we need to get our vegetables ready for our soup stock. So we're going to be using onions, carrots, and celery, which is your traditional mirepoix, which tends to be the base of most sauces and soups along the way. So first of all, always make sure we wash our veggies before we process them. Alright, so for the celery, we just want a nice dice to our celery. So cut off any parts of the ends that are not as nice, and then just cut your celery into long, thin strips. And line those up and continue to cut them into even sized pieces. When we're making a soup, we want to remember that the objective is to be able to have all the food fit nicely in the spoon. If your pieces are too large, it often makes it difficult to pick up as you're eating the soup. Alright, so we need a half cup, so we'll see how much we've got from this one piece here. We've got more than enough for a half cup. Soups, stews, all that kind of stuff, it doesn't have to be an absolute measurement. It'd be silly to throw away that extra bit of celery instead of having the goodness of your soup. So it's a little bit more than a half cup, but that's okay. So we'll put that into our bowl there. We won't need that piece. Next, we'll peel our carrot. And I always find it so much easier to have a garbage bowl with me, so then I can just place all my garbage into the garbage can afterwards instead of trying to scrape it off the table, and I don't want to mess on my cutting board as well. Alright, so we'll cut off the ends. We're going to dice the carrot. So first thing I need to do is cut the whole carrot in half lengthwise. Lay the flat edge on your cutting board. Now cut them again so that we're making them quarters. And then we're going to line these pieces up and slice them at an even distance all the way along. I need a half cup of carrot. This carrot was a little more than a half cup. I'm not going to waste that carrot. I'm going to throw it in my soup too. Then the last part of the mirepoix is onion. So this is onion I cut up for my demonstration that I did on the lasagna roll-up that was left over. If you need to watch how to cut onion, then just go to my video on the lasagna roll-ups and you can see how to cut an onion in there. So there's my half cup of onion. So my 3 mirepoix ingredients are ready to go. We're going to saute the mirepoix in a 1/4 cup of butter. Put this into Dutch oven. Put my heat up to melt the butter. Once the butter is all melted, we will add in our mirepoix ingredients. While the mirepoix is, while the butter is melting for the mirepoix, I can use my time now to start cutting up my chicken that's going to be going in after the vegetables cook for a bit. So you need to use cooked chicken in your chicken noodle soup. You can't add in raw chicken. It just is better if it's cooked ahead of time. So you can either put the chicken in the oven and bake it at 375 for about 40 to 50 minutes, depending on how thick and how much chicken you have there. Or if you want a quicker way of cooking the chicken, you can cook about a pound of chicken at full temperature in the microwave for 8 minutes, and it'll cook all the way through. So this chicken here, I cooked in the microwave, and we need about 2 cups, which is generally about 2 chicken breasts. So I'm just going to slice the chicken into bite-sized pieces. Again, like the vegetables, you want to make sure that your chicken pieces are going to fit easily on your spoon. So cut these in half lengthwise. I can now just dice. Other chicken breast, slice it in half right down to the middle, and turn it into long thin pieces, and now I can just dice those. There we go. Now my chicken is ready. So my butter has melted. I'm going to add my vegetables. And we will just saute these until they start to soften a little bit. They start to become more fragrant, slightly browned on the edges, but not overly browned. And then we're going to be adding next to that our stock. So I'm just using boxed chicken broth. We're going to need 6 cups worth. This is my 4-cup measure. So first of all, measure 4 cups in this. So your mirepoix would take about 5 minutes to simmer. Then we're going to be adding some pepper, some marjoram, and some parsley. So I'm just going to grab a small measuring cup here, and I can pre-measure these while I'm waiting for those veggies to cook up. So, half teaspoon of marjoram, a half teaspoon of parsley, and a half teaspoon of pepper. As well as 1 bay leaf. Okay, good. So you can see that the onions have become a little more transparent, so they're definitely ready now for us to add the broth. So we're going to add our broth to the pot. So there's 4 cups. Just need to measure out 2 more. There's 6 cups of broth. We'll add in the seasoning and our chicken. Give this a good stir. And put on your lid. And we're going to let this simmer for 20 minutes. So it's simmering now for 20 minutes, and then we'll get back to the next step. All right, the next part to measure is the noodles. So I'm using egg noodles for inside the soup. The recipe says that we need 4 ounces. It is sometimes misunderstood, and people will use the ounce line on the measuring cup. But anytime it's talking about a dry good in ounces, it's referring to weight. So the only way to measure it properly is by using a kitchen scale. So to use a kitchen scale, you put your bowl on top of your scale, and you need to 0 it. And then you're going to pour in contents until it reaches the weight that you require. There you go. 4 ounces. If I'd used the ounce measure on my liquid measure, it would have only been half of this cup full. Big difference in the amount. So make sure you understand whether it's talking about liquid volume ounces or whether it's dry ounces that need to be measured. All right, so now that the 20 minutes of simmering is up, we're now going to be adding our egg noodles and have them simmer for about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes on the timer. Stir the noodles in. Make sure you stir them frequently at the beginning. You don't want them to stick to the bottom of the pan. And then your soup will be ready to serve in 10 minutes. Feel free to season with more seasonings as you like, salt, pepper. If you want a bit spicy, you can put a little bit of cayenne in there. So have a great day and enjoy your soup.